All right. Good to see everybody. Good to be in the mix. Uh, this is a live stream about the Activism Church. I know it's a crazy title, especially coming from me. Um, but it's all a part of activism. It's much needed in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in the fight to make communities, because to be honest, right now, we do not have communities, especially in our districts in Atlanta, our black districts, District 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. We just got areas where we live, us as black residents where we live. But this is a effort with the activist church to correct that, to change that, to get our villages back. Because once upon a time in Atlanta, we had thriving, economically strong communities, black communities, and we want to get that back. We pushing in the right direction to get that back. Um, Let me go ahead and let our brother Former P, since he's on the live feed, and we thank you so much, Former P, for taking the time out. I know you're very busy with all you have going on. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be a part of this live stream. Go ahead, Former P, if you want to say a few words.
I just want to say that yes, we need strong community in our neighborhoods. Like I said, we're being pushed out, and also we've been bamboozled and swept under the rug right in our faces. And I think it's time to come together and try to fight that war. I won't say war is a hard words, but that's
That's
what it is. Because you got people out here that's starving, they've been hunger from the belt line down to these parks. So it's like everything is just community ain't really like that. You don't foresee all that, and
true.
from the vandalism, all everything that's going on in our neighborhood, stealing, carjacking, shootings, all that. You don't foresee this in our neighborhood when you people that the same people that you went to school with, now you shooting them.
There you go.
That's war. You know what I'm saying? The same person that you sit next to church, now you robbing his house. That's
There you
war. That's what we face against on our in our communities. Like I say,
go.
all our communities face with the same issues. It's just it's not addressed. The mental health, the single parent with no food, all that stuff. It's the LD with no AC. It's just everything that we dealing with in our community. So that's what my personal on that thing is. I guess it's war. It was just trying to let's join the fight. Let's go ahead and make it better. Like what he said, create that community, that village, restore that village.
That's
The
right.
village is
Restore
restored.
that village. That's right. We got to restore our
That's,
villages. And
that's,
this is what we're dealing with, the activist church. So let me clear it up too. The activist church will be in Atlanta districts 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we are not in competition with any religious organization. In fact, we are partnering with these organizations, with different religions that's in these districts. So District 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12, all the Christian organization, the Muslim organization, Jehovah Witnesses, the Mormon Church, we're in partnership with all of these religious organizations for the benefit and the good of us, the neighbors, the residents of these districts. So our purpose is to make sure everything that Brother Phone P just named, all the problems and issues that we're having and more that go along with that list, our job is to come in, identify those problems, and get the resources to handle those problems. So we have to identify, and this is what this church will be about. This activism church, it'll be about breaking down the reality of what we're dealing with, the psychological aspect, the systemic racism aspect. So that these are things that we'll be dealing with. Now, a year ago, let me break it down. Let me go ahead and give you the exact date. Uh, January 19th, 2021. I became ordained um, as a clergy man, a clergy person, clergy. What that consists of, I'm gonna let you know. I want to let y'all know what that consists of, being clergy. So this is what a clergy person is. It's the body of all people ordained for religious duties, especially in the Christian church. So we are ordained to practice out religious faith-based principles to help the community. Okay, that's what it's about, helping the community. The church is really the cornerstone of the community. So no matter what faith practice that you follow, it can be Muslim, it can be Christian, it can be Jehovah Witness. No matter what religion that you practice or follow, the purpose of that religion is to build up, you as a person, to help you, but in the overall scheme of things is to help that area, that neighborhood, so the people and the residents of that area can come to that religious organization establishment and get the resources and the counseling that they need to be successful as a community, as a neighborhood. So that's the cornerstone. Farm Peter, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, sir. You good.
Okay. Um, so the reason why me personally, for those who don't know, I'm a volunteer activist, and first and foremost, I am an empowerment activist. And what that means, being a volunteer activist is for me a calling. It's not a career. Uh, it's not something that I use for fame or to get paid or anything. I do this because it's a need, and it's a calling. And I answer that calling of activism to empower us as a people and make sure that we get our human and civil rights met, because that's the issue that we have when we talk about housing, when we talk about um, our neighborhoods, the financial aspects, the beautification of our neighborhoods, crime, resources for households, imprisonment, all this dealing with the fact that we are not getting our human and civil rights are not being met. They're not being met. So that's what I come in as a volunteer activist. Let me pull up another slide. Now, another part of being a clergyman, another reason why I became clergy is, now if you see this, let me block out my thing. Hold on a minute. Now, if you see this right here, this is the Georgia Code Title 24, Evidence Chapter 5, Privileges for 24-5-502, Communication Clergyman Privilege. So this is saying that um, we can have a private conversation. I can have a private conversation with the residents of an area, with the congregation of the church, and not the person does not have to worry about their business or personal business being put in the street. Even if you go to court, there's no legal right. They have no legal right by law, Georgia law, to force me to say something personal that someone told me in confidence. Being a clergyman, this is a clause that's all over America. This is something like when you go to the priest. When you go to the priest and you do confession, that's supposed to be between you and that priest. But the priest is not the only person that has this right. Any clergy person has this clause. So when somebody tell you something confident, they can feel comfortable. So we can come in and help and get them the proper resources that they need. So I like people to, understand that and to feel comfortable. And I always share this with people who come to me and want to have counsel or want to discuss their problems, because if you don't feel comfortable, people don't want their business in the street, so this is a clause that we have to protect that confidentiality when we do counsel. Okay. Now I'm jumping ahead, but this right here, this slide right here talks about a non-profit. We're going to get into this. I'm jumping a little far ahead. I hit the wrong button, but this is dealing with the grants that come along with having a church. So every church, religion church, that's a 501c3, and has filed for their religious nonprofit organization status up under their state. So for us, it'd be Georgia Secretary of State. They have what is called faith-based grants. And this is right here just showing you from the GeorgiaGrantWatch.com. It's showing you that there are grants available in Georgia. And this is just showing, Atlanta, Columbus, Augusta, Savannah, and Athens. So just letting you know that there are grants available. So these grants would be used for when we talk about things like transitional housing, uh, food banks, different things of that. Anything that's dedicated to building up the people in the area of that church. Because that's what really churches are for. If you go back to the 1960s, even to the day, people have churches in their neighborhood, and they're the cornerstone of that neighborhood. In a successful community that you go to, you're going to have a church that's dedicated to that area. That's the cornerstone of that community being successful, or that neighborhood being a community. It's going to be the church. It's going to be the glue that holds that community and that neighborhood together. This is the issue that we have been having. We have not been seeing this. So this is the purpose of us coming together to make sure that we have that. Whether it's a lack of resources, for whatever reason it is, we want to correct that problem and make sure that we accomplish that task so we can get stronger economically, as a community, as a neighborhood. Brother Farmer P, how you feel about that?
Yes, I think that's cause we have another I think um that's a good thing that we need to have funds. Like I said, we have an issue, no issue in our neighborhood that's the crack. The crack epidemic is still big in our neighborhoods. It's hidden, but
Yeah.
it's in our face too though. But it's a whole that the church need to be involved with that.
And another thing too that's dealing with, because you got so many different drugs out now, and the big crisis that we having, and what I've been fighting for, uh, is to shed more light on the fentanyl crisis that's in these drugs. A lot of people are taking the drugs to make it stronger, putting fentanyl in the drugs, and it's killing the people. It's wiping out the people. So you see a lot of people that's having a heart failure. You see a lot of people having overdoses. More the numbers are increased larger than ever today all over America because of the fentanyl that is being put into the drugs. Now they have fentanyl testers, scripts. Now I don't know. I don't understand why the CDC, which is in Atlanta, approved these scripts to be distributed out for free to non-profits. But for some reason, it's hard to get them here in Atlanta. Now, you places like Illinois, Chicago, Detroit, different places like that, they have programs where they're passing out fentanyl scripts, and and it's helping. You can see the results because what that allows the people to do, the people that use the drug users, they can take a bottle cap and they can take these fentanyl scripts, just put a little water in there, put a little bit of their drug in there, and put the swab in there. And if it put a red line up, that means it has fentanyl in that drug.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives them at least that edge up to say, nah, this ain't right. I'm not gonna take this. It don't tell the actual amount of how much fentanyl is in there, but it lets them know that it's fentanyl in there. And it's been shown, the data has shown in those places that has these fentanyl scripts distributed out to the people. for free, that the overdose rates have dropped. You know, so that's something that we got to fight on too. And what we will be dealing with, we'll be dealing with that more in the neighborhoods when we go. Anything else you want to shed light on with that?
No, that's it.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me get on point, bro. I put these slides up, and I didn't put them in order. So let me go. Okay, let's go this community. Now we talked about the church being the cornerstone of the community. Now you want to understand, or we want to understand, what is a community? A group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. So, like they said, for example, a scientific community, everybody is may have science, have a degree in science, may be interested in science, and they're known as a community. They came together for the greater interest of science. Now, here we go. The second definition talks about a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. Now, at the bottom, this is what I want you to stand out at. And you probably can't see it out of the way. I'm sorry that you can't see it out of the way. Some more to it. My slide is not showing the full. Let me see if I can take this banner off and it'll show. Okay, here we go. So it said the sense of community that organized religion can provide. See, in the definition of community, and this is from the Oxford definition dictionary, the definition of community deals with the religion. It's the religion, it's the corner base. So it's no matter what religion. You have to debate on the religion. It can be, like I said, the mosque, it can be the church, it can be Kingdom Hall. All of those should be working together in a neighborhood. All of those religious organizations, religions should be working together in the neighborhood to strengthen the people within that area, within that neighborhood. Former P, would you agree on that, or you have something you want to add with that?
Yeah, true. I think the church should open up 2 hours a day because it's issues in our neighborhood that we deal with 2 hours a day. Like I think the firefighters are the one that open over two hours a day for the community. I think a church should be the same. It's like it's cornerstone.
So that's something that we can use to come in and make that a reality. You see what I'm saying with this activist church? That's something that we can do, and we can sit down with our local religious organizations and have this conversation. Because that's a great thing. It need to be 24 hours a day. Because you know what that'll help too. 24 hours a day, that'll help our brothers and sisters who out here on the street. Our homeless brothers and sisters, uh, the street walkers, the prostitute, they'll have somewhere to go. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And we can help them. That's a great idea. That's something that we're gonna make sure that we implement and put down on paper. Let me go back. Hold on, let me put this banner back up. Um, okay, so we talked about what the community is. Let me see. Okay, now we a little earlier we talked about the grants that a church that churches are eligible for in Georgia. So faith-based grants. You can get it from the federal government, or you can get it from private organizations. A lot of private organizations, like corporations and stuff like that, they donate money to 501c3s as tax write-offs. These are things that can help the neighborhood, help the community with issues that we deal with, different things that we need. I mean, basic needs, toiletries, stuff we need from the people, school clothes. These are things help even with bills, utilities. Even though we have other organizations like the Salvation Army that help with utilities and bills, but the church also can get grants and things of that nature and start programs to help with bills, utilities in that neighborhood, in that area. So these are some of the things that we will be providing, and helping other churches, organize if they wish to. And if they don't, we understand. These are things that we will provide, you know. So it's going down. Okay, now this is another reason why I chose to become clergy. I've been doing volunteer activism for a long time, and I fought against being an ordained minister or clergyman because I'm more of I'm a humanist. You know, that's what I am. I'm a humanist, and I'm a student of history, religion. So by me understanding how religions affect us as Black people in America and all over the world, and how they came about, it made me kind of push back from being a part of, or even getting my license to be a clergyman. But even with the knowledge of that, Dr. King and some of our greatest, advocates and activists were reverenced because it's needed. Because we need to be going into the jails. In the jail system, the prison system, the only people who can go into the jail system, prison system, who are not family to, help the people, or actually even go to help, because your family can't even walk in and help you. So they don't have just visitation rights. But to help the people are the attorneys and clergy. So it's needed if you're gonna be an activist, or if you're gonna be an advocate for the people. Every activist, every advocate need to have their clergy license, so we can help our brothers and sisters, our people that's in jail, as well as we help the people who are out in our neighborhoods, in our communities. So this is another reason why I got went ahead and finally got my license to be a clergyman, to help with. Okay, we already seen this slide talking about the non-profits. And okay, so this is what a non-profit organization. We want you to understand the church. A lot of people have been going to church all their life and do not understand what it takes to become a church legally. I know we say when two or more gather, we have a church, which is true on that religious level and the spiritual level, but the legal level, to actually become a church, you have to file with the Secretary of State. Okay, so you file with the Secretary of State, you file upon a nonprofit, it would be called religious nonprofit organization, and they have to award it. So once they award that, then you are now a actual legal church. So when you go to church, your pastor should have, or should, your clergyman, your pastor should have the credentials to showing that that you are in a legal church. So I mean, I ain't saying that you should press your pastor for this. I'm saying that if you want to have the benefits of the grants, and to assist the people in the neighborhood, you got to first have, your nonprofit organization status awarded by the state. Okay, let's go from now. Now, this is once you get your nonprofit organization status as a religious nonprofit group, organization, my bad, not group, organization. Then you would go and get your 501c3 for being a religious organization. Now, once you get this, that's when you can access the grants. Your church can access grants. I believe in everyone working together in the neighborhood. We all equal. The clergymen, the congregation, the neighbors, everybody's equal. So we all have the right to come together and say, hey, in the meetings, we should have meetings, and that's what we will do. We will have meetings in these districts, this 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, with the public, with the other religious organizations, saying, hey, this is what we need. These are the grants that's available in Georgia. We're going to sit out. We are going to sit down and we're going to say, hey, we're going to apply for this. This may be needed for District 3. This may be needed for District 4, so on and so forth. All the districts may need these grants, certain
Yeah,
grants. There are many different grants. Go ahead, former brother, Farm P.
that's a good idea too. And also, we need to find out what churches have space that they want to open up a new program, help these problems, and we kind of like partnership with them have them create their program so we can help answer some of the issues that we have. Then get some of the funds for that.
There you go.
Perhaps we can have a project scaled around the community needs. Also go to the MPUs.
There you go. There you go. And they will be invited to the meetings too. You know, the MPU, the community, you know, because the MPU is nothing but neighborhood planning units. So
Yeah,
we will invite them to the meeting as well as going to their meetings. You know, like we were talking about before we did the live stream, we were talking about a lot of the MPUs are still on the Zoom due to the COVID pandemic.
yeah.
But we would, you know, we have no problem with inviting them out to these meetings. Now, another thing that we need to point out, that I forgot to point out that I should have put on the last slide. I go back to it. Now, this activist church that we are doing, that we have organized, we have yet to get our nonprofit status. We're waiting to the beginning of 2023. That's next year. That will be coming for us. Right now, what we're in the process of doing is introducing ourselves to the residents of District 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, introducing ourselves to the charitable, not the charitable, but the religious organizations. And like Former Peace said, and added to the MPUs, letting them know too that we are, you know, a new entity coming into the neighborhood or to the community to be a cornerstone and to help the community prosper in ways that it needs to prosper. Um, so that's what we don't have it yet, but we're filing in 2023. Farmer Pete, anything else you want to add? I say
Also, we from Moody to you, we also want to send our help with problems that is going on too, though. Like find out how to get that more active in the community.
active in the community for who? For who again?
For with the MPUs,
Oh yeah, that what? Yeah,
we need to
yeah,
go
you're
back
right.
to them.
So we
But,
moving this one for
yeah,
Meon Community, and so this is us. This is from the activist church is for Meon Unity. It's one and the same. So I'm glad you brought that up, so we can distinguish that for everyone to let them know. The activist church is from Meon to Unity. What we are doing is like I don't know how many people seen that the live stream we did yesterday, but at the end of that live stream we did yesterday about the housing injustice update, I said it's a lot of different components that has to come together in this fight. This is one of the components that we'll use. So this ties in to the fight that we already have been doing with the housing injustice. But it also goes to different areas that need to be addressed. I put it like that that have not been addressed and that needs some light shed on it and that needs resources. So, but this is from me onto Unity. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, brother Farmer P.
yeah.
Yeah, so we can clarify that, let people know. Yeah, this is from me onto Unity. Um, I feel like we covered everything. I feel like we covered everything that we need to talk about for now. Now, let me say this. I'm gonna go ahead and break this down too. This is the introduction, okay? But when we for every Sunday, I'm gonna try to do it and be consistent with every Sunday and to do the live streams at least about either an hour live stream. I'm gonna work on doing an hour live stream every Sunday. And what we will be discussing is different topics. You know, we'll talk about things like marriage. You know, we'll bring up the benefits of marriage, letting people know because a lot of people, you know, Farm P think that marriage is based on a fairy tale love type situation that you may have for another person. Often we don't understand the benefits of marriage and what it means, how it contributes to the foundation of a healthy community or a thriving, prosperous community. So we will break down things about like marriage. We'll talk about economics, group economics. We'll have certain live streaming sessions about group economics. These are some of the topics that we'll deal with, and we'll do this every Sunday. So if not Sunday, if anything change, we'll let the people know. As well as we will be out in the streets and we'll be canvassing. We boots on the ground. That's what we are. We're boots on the ground, nonprofit organization from Beyond to Unity. So we will be out in the streets with literature, the same way we do with every other project or program that we deal with. So, Farm P, anything else you want to add to that?
Also, we'll be ask for donations next month, so we can get proper funds, so we can have copies of our literature passing out. So,
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. We'll get together on the next meeting, for Beyond to Unity meeting, and we'll see because we haven't been taking any donations. We haven't been taking any donations from the people. We don't even have we had shut down the website and everything because the focus had been so much on the lead work and the groundwork of this pro se lawsuits and dealing with the housing issues, making sure that we get that. It's a hell of a fight to get all these components together, and because we just on at the tip of the iceberg on the housing justice fight, we're looking at a 5 to 10 year fight. So that's what we have been focused on, as for me onto unity lately, getting this getting in order, getting all our chess pieces in order so we can make sure that we properly represent us as the people and have everything we need to fight against this injustice, the housing injustice. But that's a great idea, and that's something that's coming up. People want to come in and volunteer. We will have that set up for people, to be able to volunteer. I mean, not volunteer, but to donate if they want to make financial donation. We'll have that set up for. We'll even put the website back up, so the website is coming back too, so they can, the people can donate if they want to. For any questions, you see the number. You can call me for 4539-1827. That's my personal cell number. If I don't answer, which a lot of times I don't, I be busy or I don't recognize the number, you can leave me a text or voicemail, and I will return your call. I will make sure I do that. I take that seriously, returning people call, and responding to the need of the people. Farmer P, anything else you want to add?
um, I think we covered everything, but also we have to let's organize a date to meet in person. People.
Okay, okay. That's something we'll talk about. I'm saying anything based on the activist church, anything that you feel. How do you feel about the activist church? How
I think
effective?
I think it's needed. I think it's well needed. I think it's once it's going, I think it's be effective because we can stop some like say some problems that we have in our community, and shed some light on some issues that we need to address. And also, I think it'd be a good input to what we already doing, kind of making the community stronger.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I respect that, brother. Now I 100% agree with you. I 100%. And we we hard workers anyway, so we gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. Thank you so much again, Farmer P, for taking the time out. Like I said, I know your schedule busy. I understand that, that's why it's so hard for us to even get these live stream going because, it's so much going on and, but we keep the fight going strong. So thank you so much again
You're
for
welcome.
the time out. Um, hey, see y'all on the next live stream. Like I said, it'll be every Sunday. Every Sunday, if anything change, I'll post it up on the Facebook. I know a lot of y'all may not be on my Facebook or the Instagram. We'll post it up, and we're just gonna keep this thing going. If you have any input, anything that you want to say, make sure you call the number. You can post it up on the Instagram or post it up on Facebook. Your questions, Facebook Messenger, if you want to be private in the street. You can hit me on the Facebook Messenger, and I will respond and get back to you. All right, brother. You have a great day.
All right, peace.